You're probably being called every single day from these companies selling you more leads or selling you a website or SEO, or no, maybe you should do radio ads. No, it's not radio. What you need to do is this TV commercial. No, instead what you need is a new website. Oh, but maybe my Google business profile is not optimized. Oh, I need to have Facebook ads running. Or now it's Home Advisor or Angie's List or House. You have all of these companies calling you every single day, emailing you, texting you, and it just seems like they do not stop. Look, in this video, I am going to cover every single avenue and every single channel on my screen that your company can use to get leads, and then I'm also going to rate them on what I think is best. Not just best, but what is the most cost effective, meaning maximizing return on investment with dollars that are spent. And if you're wondering, how do I have this data? How do I know these things? We literally track every single thing here. As you can see, this is our software, more estimates. I have data on remodeling companies all over the US, what they're doing, where they're getting their leads from, how many they're actually closing. You can see we track which leads are won, and I'm going to share with you what I have seen. I've seen common trends, doesn't matter what city you're in, doesn't matter where you're located, on where these leads are coming in from. If you scroll down, we can see, right, all the different channels. You can see how many came in from a website form or from different surveys or even from Uber. Now, if you're wondering how to get leads from Uber, you can't. This specific client was a savage and he closed his Uber driver. But let's get back into the main strategies. So the first way is going to be your online presence, okay? This starts the most basic, laziest way to advertise online is simply to pay for leads. I'm talking Angie's, I'm talking House. Every single person that freaking cold calls you, it seems like 10 times a day, and they just don't stop. They don't remove you from their cold calling list. This is the most expensive way to advertise and also one of the lowest ROIs because those leads are being shared with everyone in town. You're paying a really high rate for them, and so are your competitors, and you're bidding against them, so you can't even charge the prices that you are worth. But the only good thing about it is that it's very easy to do. Anyone with a credit card can go in, pay for these, and you will get some inbound leads. Now, next step is going to be Google Ads. Google Ads are coming in directly to your website. So this has a slightly higher barrier to entry because you need to have some kind of website, and not just any website. You can also run it to a funnel, but it needs to be pretty good. It needs to have some pictures of you, some before and afters, because we still need to convince these people to pay. You're paying for clicks, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they turn into customers. Which also goes into the next one here, which is ads, right? Ads on social media. Very similar. On Google, you are paying for people that are searching a certain keyword. For example, kitchen remodeling contractors near me. Difference with social media ads is you could just be showing ads that to people that are interested in some kind of renovation services, or maybe they're interested in interior design, whatever it may be. The intent on Google is always going to be much higher, but it's also going to be much more expensive. Now, next one is going to be organic SEO. This is probably one of the best ones, but it's also one of the hardest ones to get into. Oftentimes, you're not seeing results for 3, 4, 5, 6+ months, depending on how big your city is and how your service area and how competitive all of your main keywords are. It takes a long time, it's expensive, but over the long haul, this can be worth it. Now, let's go into the second branch and the second category that I have here, which is going to be partnerships. Partnerships are great because you can get a lot of really high quality leads from people that are basically just sending you referrals and spoon feeding you leads that are pre-sold because they know, like, and trust who they already work with. And what's happening is that trust is being transferred over to your company, and you can absolutely crush it. I've seen companies that have grown to millions of dollars per year just with this one channel. I'm talking interior design firms, I'm talking architects, home inspectors, property management companies. There's really so much more. I didn't want to list them all out. This sheet would go on forever. Real estate, right? Plumbers, anyone that could potentially refer you customers, refer you clients. I always recommend that you give them a kickback so that they are incentivized to also send you more in the future. The problem with this is it's a little bit hard to get into, right? There's no guaranteed path or some kind of like conference you can go to and just automatically make these connections. This has to be a bit more organic. Now, of course, what you also could do is potentially maybe get a list of all of them and then, just text them or email them. So you can kind of automate this, but not really. So let's go into the next one. The next one is going to be offline advertising. This is like traditional advertising. We're talking magazine, we're talking brochures, direct mail, pamphlets, we're talking TV commercials, we are talking radio commercials, all of that. Now, the thing about offline advertising that a lot of people get wrong is they might think this is the holy grail, this is what they have to do, and a lot of these old school contractors or remodelers do this, but what they don't realize is that every single person now uses Google. If you're running TV ads, if you are running radio ads, what is a customer going to do when they see your ad? Let me ask you this. What would you do? You would probably go into Google and you would just make sure that they're a real company. You would see what other people are saying about them, especially when you're going to hire them for construction or some kind of remodeling where it's an expensive service. Right? We're not buying t-shirts here where you don't care, you're just throwing money around. No, they're gonna see if you have reviews, if you have some photos, they wanna see your work. They just wanna see that you're a real company. So actually having a website, having good reviews will feed in to your offline advertising as well. All right, so I hope you are enjoying this video. Look, I don't see anyone else out here giving away the whole farm like we are, showing you everything A to Z, how we get the leads, how we generate them, the lead quality, how many of them are closing, the appointments that we're booking, everything A to Z. We work with one company per area. What that means is that if you're seeing this, chances are others are seeing it as well. So what you can do is take a look at the link down below this video with moreestimates.com and see if your area is still available if you would like to work together one-on-one. I am the owner of the company. When's the last time you spoke to the owner of one of these big lead companies? Probably never. So go ahead and see if your area is available, even if it's not, and even if we work with an industry in your specific area, I still might be able to help, give you some consulting and just help for free and give you some advice on what you can do to move forward to actually land more projects and land more jobs. I work with companies all across the US. We have tons of case studies.
10, 12 appointments a month and make 3 or 4 of those sales that average 25 to 35,000, it makes sense to do it.
We've already sold 2 or 3 jobs from the lead source.
That's amazing. That's awesome. The crazy thing about this too is that, I mean, this is literally like the first 30 days of us working together.
I know. Yeah, no, completely agree.
Tons of testimonials from people landing tons of projects from online advertising, from their leads that we help them generate. We also have a full software that helps home service companies like yours close more projects, follow up faster, get more Google reviews, websites, all that stuff. So check out that link down below, moreestimates.com. And sometimes what we're actually able to do is even give free trials. So you can try it before paying anything and see how well it works for you. Imagine you're spending so much money, $5,000, $10,000 per month on running all these ads on TV, and then someone Googles you and you have a 2-star rating. Would you hire you? Probably not. Or maybe you just have 5 reviews, but all of your competitors have 55 reviews. Who would you hire? Obviously the person with more reviews. So these can work, but oftentimes this is very expensive, and the problem is that you can't fully track all of this. Now, yes, you can get tracking numbers, meaning it's like a separate phone number, so you can see how many people called that number, right? Let's say you got a brochure, let's say you got some direct mail, you got some pamphlets, you got a TV ad, you buy 4 different phone numbers, each one of those gets 1 phone number, you can see exactly how many calls gets forwarded to you from each phone number. The issue is A lot of people Google you, and so to you it looks like, wow, my business is doing so well organically, and this looks like it's not profitable. You turn it off, and then all of your phone calls go down. We've seen tracking is an issue. Also, you can't really optimize these campaigns, right? If you're doing a radio ad and for whatever reason you just see that it works, you can't just scale it up, right? Like, yes, you can have more radio ads, but maybe that slot is the best one for you. The thing when you run online ads, let's say Google or like these other ones, is you can simply increase the spend and you can get more clients as long as your area is big enough. If you're in a small town in Kentucky and you want to spend, $10,000 a month and get 10 million leads, that might not work because you just don't have enough people in your little town. So in-person. So in-person means like construction, associations, we're talking B&I, we're talking Chamber of Commerce, and then just random meetups like I mentioned on this screen, like Uber. So as you can see, like we track everything, and this client closed a lot of business from B&I. This was a life hack. I mean, we're talking over $500,000 came in from one of these in-person events. This form of advertising right here, a lot of times is the cheapest. You can join these groups for maybe a couple $100s per year and really have a network of other business owners, of other people that could potentially refer you business, which also goes into our other category, the second category that we looked at. They can be your referral partners. I recommend you absolutely get into this. If you are on a tight budget, this can absolutely crush it. The highest ROI is going to be two things: doing the in-person events plus doing some online presence. Because look, at the end of the day, you meet someone from B&I, they Google you and you have a 2-star rating with freaking 2 reviews, they're just not gonna trust you, right? You have to have some kind of presence. Now, in the age of Amazon, what do you do when you shop for, let's say, hiking boots? Well, the main thing you do is you click on the one that has the most reviews, and you probably look at that one first. Even if you don't buy it, you do click on it first. You notice the one that has thousands of reviews. This is exactly the same thing. You want to make sure, now again, you don't need thousands, but you need some reviews. And if you're thinking, I forget about reviews, and so that's why I don't have any. I've been in business for a very long time, but I never ask. It's all my reputation. It's all this. Look, that's good. That's good and great. But chances are you're missing out on a lot of business by just closing your eyes and pretending that the internet doesn't exist. It is here and it is here to stay. So what you want to do is just get a website built just so you look like a real company and people can actually look at your past work, right? Second, get some reviews. Contact your old clients and just ask them to leave a review. We do what's called a Google review campaign where you send us a list of your past clients, your past customers, and we send them a text message. We then send them to a page that looks like this, and it says, how would you rate us? So instead of sending it right to Google, we send it right here. Look, if they choose 5 stars, it gets pushed to Google. So now you get a lot of 5-star reviews. If, let's say, for whatever reason, they choose 3 stars, we just pop up a message. Please explain how we can improve our services. What this does is it saves the bad reviews from ever being published online and just gets sent to your inbox. This is extremely powerful. So now you can take all your past customers, and we also automate this, meaning so after you complete a job, you can also tag job complete, and it automatically sends this link right here that goes to a website, and you can automate all of this. That's how these guys are doing it. That's how they have the 77 reviews. They're not manually sending all this stuff. And also, the cool thing about this is once you're actually getting more reviews and once you are growing, it's going to help everything, right? Not only will it make you a more trusted business owner when you go to these in-person events, but it's going to help with your organic SEO, right? It's going to help if you run Google ads because now you have more ads you can show on your website. So naturally, you might spend $1,000. Maybe you tried spending $1,000, but now that you have more reviews and you have so much proof that your services are amazing, you can spend that same $1,000 but get way more leads because you're way more trusted. So have this as a foundation. Even if you don't use our More Estimates software, start asking your past customers for reviews and start growing your company. No matter what channel, what avenue you use, you're going to need this. Start with the online presence. You can go into the other stuff if you'd like, but Everyone is using the internet. Everyone is going to look you up. Make that your priority.